Eli was a small human boy with big brown eyes and messy hair that always fell over his forehead. He lived in a quiet village at the edge of the mountains. Most of the villagers never went near the mountains. They said dragons lived there and dragons were dangerous. But Eli was curious. He loved exploring. He wanted to see the world beyond the fields and forests he knew. One morning Eli woke up early. The sun had not fully risen, and a soft orange light touched the tops of the mountains. He grabbed his small bag, filled it with bread, water, and a blanket, and slipped quietly out of his house. His mother was still asleep and he didn't want her to worry. Eli walked toward the mountains. The path was rough, with stones and roots sticking out. Birds chirped above, and the wind moved the tall grass like waves on a green sea. He felt excitement in his chest. Today he thought he might find something no one else had ever seen. After walking for hours, Eli reached a small cave. The entrance was hidden behind thick vines and bushes. He pushed the plants aside carefully and peeked inside. The cave was dark, but something at the back made a soft golden glow. He stepped in slowly, feeling the cool air on his skin. There, in the middle of the cave, was an egg. But it was not like any egg Eli had ever seen. It was bigger than a pumpkin and shimmered with colors that seemed to move like fire inside. The surface was smooth but warm to the touch. Eli knelt down, staring at it. His heart beat fast. He had never seen anything so beautiful. Eli reached out his hand and touched the egg gently. A small pulse of warmth moved through his fingers. It felt alive, almost like it was breathing. He gasped. "It's real," he whispered to himself. "I can't believe it." He looked around the cave, making sure no one else was there. The mountains were quiet and no other creatures appeared. Eli knew he should leave it, maybe tell someone. But he couldn't. Something told him that the egg needed him. Maybe it had been abandoned. Maybe it had no one to care for it. Carefully he lifted the egg. It was heavy, heavier than he expected, but he carried it like it was a treasure. The glow from the egg lit up his face. He walked out of the cave slowly, afraid it might fall. Outside, the wind blew stronger and the mountains seemed taller than before. The sun was higher now and light touched the egg, making it shine even more. Eli decided to hide the egg in the woods near his village. He found a small hollow under a tree and placed it there. He covered it with soft leaves and moss, making a small bed for it. He sat down beside it, breathing heavily from carrying it. He didn't know how long he stayed there, just staring at the egg. He imagined what might be inside. A small dragon? A flying creature? Maybe it could talk, maybe it could breathe fire. His mind raced with excitement and fear. He knew dragons could be dangerous, but this one seemed gentle. It had chosen him, somehow. Suddenly, Eli heard a rustle behind him. He froze, his heart pounding. He turned slowly. Nothing. Just trees swaying in the wind. He sighed in relief and touched the egg again. It pulsed warmly as if it understood him. Eli smiled. "Don't worry," he whispered. "I'll protect you." As the sun rose higher, Eli made a plan. He would take the egg home, keep it safe, and learn more about it. Maybe, he thought, no one would even notice it was missing. He didn't know whose egg it was or how important it might be. All he knew was that it needed him and he wanted to help it. Little did Eli know, far away in a palace of shining gold and jewels, the Dragon Queen had felt something was wrong. One of her eggs was missing. She did not know where it was, but she could sense it had been touched by a human. Her powerful gaze searched the mountains, and the warmth in her heart became cold with worry. Eli, unaware of the danger, carried the egg home that evening. The sky turned pink and purple as the sun set, and he felt a strange happiness. He had found something magical, something no one else had. He didn't know it was the Dragon Queen's egg. He only knew it was alive, beautiful, and needed a friend. That night, Eli sat by the fire in his small room, the egg wrapped in a blanket beside him. He whispered stories to it, hoping it could hear him. "Tomorrow," he said softly, "we'll explore the world together. I'll keep you safe, I promise." Outside, the wind howled over the mountains, and somewhere far away, a shadow moved. The adventure had only just begun, and Eli had no idea how much his life was about to change. Eli woke up early the next morning, just as the first rays of sunlight touched his small room. He ran to the egg, wrapped carefully in a soft blanket. It had stayed warm all night, pulsing gently as if it was alive. Eli smiled and whispered, "Good morning. Did you sleep well?" The egg gave a soft glow in reply. Eli's heart leapt. He had never seen anything like this. It was more alive than anything he had ever known. He sat beside it, gently rubbing its smooth shell. For a moment, he imagined what it would be like if the egg cracked and a small dragon came out. He had no idea what to expect, but he felt excitement bubbling inside him. Hours passed. Eli ran to school barely able to focus. He kept thinking about the egg, wondering if it would hatch soon. When he returned home, he ran straight to his room. The egg had changed. Tiny cracks had appeared on the smooth surface. A warm light shone from the cracks, brighter than before. Eli's hands trembled. "It's happening," he whispered. He carefully lifted the egg into his lap. The cracks grew larger and he could hear soft tapping sounds from inside. The egg wiggled slightly as if something wanted to get out. Eli held it gently, afraid to break it, but eager to see what was inside. Then, with a sudden crack, a small piece of the shell fell away. A tiny snout poked out, wet and shining in the light. Eli gasped. Out came a small dragon, no bigger than a cat, with shimmering scales that reflected all the colors of the sunrise. Its eyes opened slowly. They were bright green and curious, staring at Eli as if seeing him for the first time. The dragon blinked, shook its tiny wings and let out a soft squeak. Eli laughed, amazed. "Hello. You're beautiful," he said softly. The dragon moved closer to him, its little claws resting on his hands. It sniffed him carefully, then nuzzled his cheek. Eli felt a strange warmth in his heart. Somehow the dragon had chosen him. He named the dragon Ember because of the soft glow that still pulsed from its scales. Eli fed it some milk he had brought, and Ember drank quickly, tiny claws gripping his fingers. It made small happy noises, curling up in his lap. Eli felt proud. He had never imagined caring for something so magical. For the next few days Eli stayed home, keeping Ember safe. He built a small nest in his room, lined with soft blankets and straw. He made sure no one would see the dragon. Only he could know its secret. He talked to Ember every day, telling stories, singing songs, and even reading books aloud. Ember listened, blinking slowly, and sometimes nuzzled his hand. But not everyone was happy. Far away, the Dragon Queen felt the loss of her egg. She had sensed something touch it, and now she knew a human had it. Her great heart burned with worry, and her powerful mind focused on finding the missing hatchling. She sent her fastest scouts to search the mountains and the surrounding villages. Eli did not know this. He thought he was safe. He only knew that Ember depended on him. One morning he tried to teach Ember to flap its wings. The little dragon struggled, but slowly lifted a few inches off the ground before falling softly onto the blanket. Eli laughed and clapped. "You'll fly one day, Ember. I promise." Ember responded with a soft squeak, looking proud. Its eyes sparkled like tiny emeralds. Eli's heart swelled with love for the small creature. He realized that no matter what happened, he had to protect Ember. He could not let anything harm the little dragon. As the days passed, Ember grew stronger. Its scales became brighter, and its small claws and teeth grew sharper. Eli was amazed at how quickly it learned. It understood when he spoke, sometimes even responding with little gestures. He fed it carefully, made it toys from sticks and cloth, and watched as it explored his room. One night Eli felt a strange vibration in the air. The egg shell had been gone, but now he noticed a distant glow outside his window. He looked toward the mountains and saw shadows moving quickly. Something powerful was coming. His stomach tightened. He did not know what it was, but a small voice in his head told him danger was near. He held Ember close. The little dragon nuzzled his neck, sensing his worry. Eli whispered, "Don't be afraid, Ember. We'll face it together." He realized that their bond had grown stronger. They were not just boy and dragon, they were friends, protectors of each other. The next morning Eli decided to explore the woods with Ember. He wanted to see if the little dragon could safely move around outside. Ember flapped its tiny wings and hopped over logs and stones. Eli laughed and ran alongside it. For a moment, everything seemed perfect. The sun shone through the trees, and the world felt full of magic and hope. But far away, the Dragon Queen's scouts were closer than Eli knew. They could see the glowing scales of the hatchling from a distance. Soon Eli would have to face the truth. Ember was not just any dragon. Ember belonged to the most powerful dragon in the world. And Eli, a small human boy, had taken her. Eli did not notice the shadows moving in the woods. He laughed as Ember flapped its small wings, hopping from rock to rock. The little dragon squeaked happily, chasing a falling leaf. For a moment Eli forgot everything else. It was just him and Ember exploring the world together. But the shadows were not ordinary. The Dragon Queen scouts had found them. They moved quickly and silently, their powerful wings carrying them over the trees. These dragons were larger and stronger than Ember, with sharp eyes and scales that reflected the sunlight like polished metal. They had been sent to retrieve the lost hatchling, and they would not leave without it. Eli did not see them at first. He was too busy trying to teach Ember how to glide. Ember flapped harder, soaring a few feet above the ground, then landed with a soft thump. Eli clapped and cheered. "Good job, Ember. You're amazing." Suddenly a shadow fell across them. Eli looked up and froze. A dragon much larger than Ember hovered above them, its green eyes sharp and focused. Eli's heart pounded. He grabbed Ember quickly, holding the little dragon close to his chest. Ember squeaked, curling against him. "Stay calm," Eli whispered. "We can do this." The large dragon landed in front of them. Its scales glittered like sunlight on water. It lowered its head, staring at Eli and Ember. Eli noticed it had a long, sharp horn on its forehead, and wings that could cover the entire clearing. He realized this was no ordinary dragon. It was one of the Queen's elite scouts. Eli swallowed hard. I found her. I didn't know she belonged to anyone," he said, his voice trembling. Ember nuzzled his neck, sensing his fear. The scout dragon tilted its head. It did not speak, but Eli somehow understood its meaning. The Queen wanted her hatchling back. If he didn't return Ember, the Queen might come herself. And Eli, a small human boy, could not stop her. Eli looked around. The woods were dense, but there were paths he knew. He had to move quickly. "Come on, Ember," he whispered. "We need to hide." He ran, holding Ember tightly. The little dragon squeaked and tried to flap its wings, but Eli held it close, careful not to hurt it. The scout dragon followed silently at first, then began moving faster. Eli darted between trees, jumped over roots, and climbed small hills. He led Ember into a narrow canyon, hoping the large dragon could not follow easily. But the scout was fast, far faster than Eli had expected. Its wings beat the air, and the sound echoed through the canyon. Eli's lungs burned, but he did not stop. Ember clung to him, pulsing with warmth and small sparks of light. Eli realized that the little dragon had grown stronger, more aware of the danger. Its tiny claws dug into his arms as if helping him. He smiled despite his fear. "We can do this, Ember. We're smart and we're brave." The scout dragon roared, a deep sound that shook the trees. Eli felt the ground tremble under him. He knew he could not outrun it forever. He needed a plan. He spotted a small stream cutting through the canyon. He ran toward it and jumped into the shallow water. The splash startled the scout, and Eli saw an opportunity. He grabbed a fallen branch and waved it toward the scout. Ember squeaked and puffed a small spark of light. The scout hesitated. Eli realized he could use the little dragon's magic to confuse it. "Ember now," he shouted. Ember let out a small puff of fire, not enough to harm but enough to create smoke. Eli ducked behind a rock, hiding. The scout dragon hissed, flapping its wings, and the smoke made it lose sight of them. Eli held Ember close, both of them breathing heavily. "We did it, for now," Eli whispered. Eli knew they could not stay here long. The Queen's dragons were still searching. He needed a safer place, somewhere the scouts could not find them easily. He thought of the old abandoned ruins near the edge of the forest. No dragons would go there, it was too small and tricky for large wings. Eli ran, carrying Ember carefully. He felt the little dragon's heart beating fast against his chest. Ember looked at him with trust, and Eli realized how much responsibility he had. He was not just protecting a magical creature, he was keeping a future queen safe. As they reached the ruins, Eli paused. The old walls and broken towers gave them cover. He set Ember down gently, letting the little dragon explore. Ember flapped its tiny wings and ran between the stones, squeaking happily. Eli smiled, feeling a small relief. They were safe for now. But Eli knew this was only the beginning. The Dragon Queen would not give up easily. Her scouts would search again. And soon Eli, a small human boy, would have to face dragons far stronger than him. He knelt beside Ember and whispered, "We'll stay together no matter what. We're clever, we're brave, and we'll find a way." Ember squeaked, blinking its bright green eyes as if it understood every word. Together they hid in the ruins, waiting, planning, and preparing. The chase was far from over, but Eli felt a new strength inside him. He was small, but humans were clever. He was alone, but he had Ember. And he was ready to fight for the little dragon that had chosen him. Eli and Ember hid among the old ruins, the wind whistling through broken walls and empty towers. For hours they stayed quiet, listening. The sound of distant wings reminded Eli that the scout dragons were still out there, searching. He held Ember close, feeling its warm, tiny body pulse against his chest. Suddenly, a rustling came from the shadows. Eli tensed. He expected another scout ready to fight. But instead, a smaller dragon, about the size of Ember but older, stepped into the light. Its scales were a deep blue, and its eyes were sharp but calm. The dragon studied Eli carefully, tilting its head. Eli's heart raced. He had no idea what this dragon wanted. "Stay back, Ember," he whispered. The little dragon nuzzled him, squeaking softly. Eli held out a hand, unsure if he should defend himself. The blue dragon spoke, not with words but with a strange feeling in Eli's mind. Thoughts, clear and soft, entered his head. "Do not fear. I'm not here to hurt you. I am a messenger of the Queen." Eli's eyes widened. He had heard stories of dragons talking to humans in dreams or legends, but never like this. You can speak in my mind?" he asked carefully. "Yes," the dragon replied. "I know you did not mean harm. The hatchling is ours. You have cared for her well, and that is why I speak to you. The Queen wishes to know your intentions." Eli thought for a moment. He wanted to protect Ember, but he did not want to start a war. He opened his mind to the dragon's gentle thoughts. "I only wanted to keep her safe. I didn't know she belonged to anyone. I like her. I want to protect her." The blue dragon tilted its head, considering his words. "You are brave and kind human. That is rare among your kind. The Queen values these qualities. But you must understand, Ember is her daughter. You cannot keep her forever." Eli's heart sank. I understand. But can she stay with me even for a little while? I've never had a friend like her before." "She can remain with you for now," the dragon replied. "But you must promise to return her safely when the time comes. The Queen will judge your actions, not your intentions alone." Eli nodded quickly. "I promise. I'll do whatever it takes to keep her safe." Ember squeaked happily, nuzzling his cheek as if she understood the conversation. Eli smiled, feeling a small relief. The blue dragon looked at Ember, then back at Eli. "You have courage, human. And cleverness. These qualities may save her, and perhaps more. The Queen is not quick to forgive, but she does notice those who act with honor." Eli felt a spark of hope. Maybe he could protect Ember without angering the Queen. He realized that his human skills, thinking, planning, inventing, were his true strength. He was small, but his mind was sharp. He could outsmart dragons not by strength but by cleverness. "We will guide you," the blue dragon continued. "I will show you how to move safely. You can return Ember without causing war. But you must trust us and trust her." Eli nodded again. He felt a strange calm. He had faced fear, danger, and powerful dragons before, but now he felt he had allies. "Thank you," he whispered, stroking Ember's tiny head. "We'll do this together." The blue dragon stepped closer. Its wings brushed lightly against the broken stone. "You must also understand this. Ember is special. One day she will be queen. Your care has helped her grow stronger. That bond will not be forgotten." Eli's chest swelled with pride. He realized that even though Ember belonged to the Dragon Queen, their friendship would always matter. A human boy had made a difference in the life of a future queen dragon. It was a thought that filled him with courage. "For now," the dragon continued, "you must hide carefully. Scouts may still be near. Use the ruins and your cleverness to protect her. Show the world what humans are capable of." Eli smiled. "I will. We'll be safe. I promise, Ember." Ember squeaked in agreement, flapping her tiny wings excitedly. She seemed to understand that their journey was just beginning, and that humans and dragons could work together. The blue dragon nodded, sending a feeling of reassurance to Eli's mind. "We will return soon with guidance from the Queen herself. Prepare your mind and your heart, human. Your courage and cleverness will be tested, but they will also be remembered." With that, the blue dragon disappeared into the shadows, leaving Eli and Ember alone in the ruins. The wind whistled through the broken walls, but now it felt less threatening. Eli held Ember close, feeling her warmth and energy. He realized that even though danger was near, he had a purpose. He whispered softly, "We'll be ready, Ember. We'll show them what humans can do. We'll be brave, smart, and strong, together." Ember squeaked happily, hopping onto his shoulder, her small wings flapping. Eli laughed, feeling hope and excitement. The chase was not over, but now he understood. With cleverness, courage, and a loyal friend he could face anything, even the mighty Dragon Queen herself. And for the first time, Eli felt ready to meet the greatest challenge of his life. Eli and Ember stayed hidden in the ruins for a few days, waiting for the right moment to move. The blue dragon's guidance helped them avoid the scouts, who searched tirelessly for the missing hatchling. Every night, Eli whispered to Ember, telling her stories about the humans who were brave and clever. Ember listened, blinking her bright green eyes, and sometimes let out little sparks of light as if she understood. Finally the day came. Eli felt a strange mix of fear and excitement. He had promised the queen that he would return Ember safely, and now he would face the mightiest dragon in the world. But he also knew something important: he was not just a human boy. He was clever, brave, and kind. And Ember trusted him completely. Eli carried Ember carefully toward the Dragon Queen's palace. The mountains seemed taller and the air colder as they climbed. The palace was magnificent: tall towers of gold, walls of shining stone, and waterfalls that sparkled in the sunlight. Eli felt small, almost too small to stand there. But he held his head high. Ember pulsed warmly in his arms, and he felt strength in her trust. At the palace entrance, the Dragon Queen waited. Her scales shimmered like molten silver, and her eyes glowed with power. She was enormous, her wings stretching wider than Eli had ever seen. Every step she took shook the ground slightly. Eli's heart raced, but he did not run. He stepped forward, holding Ember carefully. The queen's eyes fixed on the little dragon. Ember chirped softly and looked up at Eli, then at the queen. Eli felt a strange calm. He had protected Ember from danger, and now he would show courage before the greatest dragon alive. The Dragon Queen spoke, not with words but with thoughts that entered Eli's mind. "Human, you have taken my child. You have cared for her. You have been brave and clever. Why should I not punish you?" Eli swallowed, then answered clearly. "I only wanted to protect her. I did not know she belonged to anyone. I have cared for her because she needed me, not because I wanted anything for myself. Please do not be angry. I promise to return her safely." The queen studied him carefully. She could see the truth in his mind. Eli's heart was pure, his intentions honest. She had expected fear or trickery, but instead she saw courage, kindness, and cleverness, the qualities she valued. "You speak truly, human," she thought. "You have cared for my daughter. You have proven that humans, though small, can show great courage and wisdom. You may be brave, but the world of dragons is dangerous. You must understand the responsibility of your actions." Eli nodded. "I understand. I will do everything to protect her." Ember chirped, nuzzling him as if agreeing. The queen lowered her massive head. "Very well. I will not punish you. Instead, I will recognize your bravery. Humans are clever and strong in ways that dragons often underestimate. You have shown that even a small human can make a difference." Eli felt a warm glow in his chest. He could not believe what he was hearing. The Dragon Queen, the most powerful dragon alive, was showing him respect. He had earned it not by strength but by courage, kindness, and clever thinking. "You may stay with her for a time," the queen continued. "She has bonded with you. This bond will not be forgotten. But you must know one day she will lead. You have prepared her, and for that I thank you." Eli smiled, tears in his eyes. "Thank you, Your Majesty. I will always care for her, even when she grows stronger than me." Ember chirped happily, hopping onto Eli's shoulder, her wings flapping slightly. The queen looked at both of them. "You have proven what humans can do when they act with heart and courage. Remember this, child. You are small but clever, and cleverness can change the fate of even the mightiest creatures." Eli felt proud. He realized that being human was not about size or strength. It was about thinking, caring, and being brave. He had protected a future queen, and he had earned respect from a being far greater than himself. Over the next few days, Eli and Ember stayed in the palace under the queen's watchful eye. He learned more about dragons, their powers, their history, and their wisdom. Ember grew stronger, but she never forgot Eli. The bond between them became unbreakable. When it was time to leave, the queen allowed Eli to take Ember to his village. "You have shown that humans are special," she told him. "You may not be the strongest, but your heart and mind are powerful. Protect her well." Eli nodded, carrying Ember home. He looked at her tiny glowing scales and smiled. "We did it, Ember. We were brave and we stayed clever. And now, everyone knows humans can be strong too." Ember chirped happily, flapping her wings, sending tiny sparks of light into the air. Eli laughed, feeling hope and excitement for the future. He knew that together they could face any challenge. And for the first time, Eli understood the truth about humans. Even the smallest, weakest human could change the world when courage and cleverness guided them. As they walked back to the village, the sun set behind the mountains. Its light reflected off Ember's scales, creating a glow that seemed almost magical. Eli felt proud, happy, and ready for whatever adventures came next. He had protected a dragon, earned the respect of a queen, and discovered the true strength of humans. The adventure had ended, for now, but Eli knew this was only the beginning of a lifetime of courage, friendship, and discovery.